What's up, everyone? This is CHG. We're here for another weekly recap, so let's get into it. Coming from far away, Igor Hernandez, what you been up to?
Yeah, it's been like 2 years since the last time we did one of these, it feels like. But
Yes.
now the last couple of weeks were pretty interesting. I was up there in Massachusetts working on an injury case that we were supposed to try back in like August, but then it got canceled because of COVID. And so then we got the call this time around. The defense had moved for a continuance because of, their client, the defendant, is a COVID nurse. The judge says, no, I don't care, coming up here, we'll do the thing. So we fly out there. We spend like 12 days up there because you had to quarantine when you get into Massachusetts from Florida and this and that. So we spent like 12 days working the case for trial. Meanwhile, we were like number 5, and then we got to be number 1. Everybody had settled, and we're definitely going. And we were getting emails from the court saying that unless all jury trials in the state of Massachusetts get shut down, we're definitely going, and this and that, and the other thing. And then as we got there, the Thursday before the trial, the judge is like, well, wait a second, I need to run this by upstairs and see if they're going to allow it because she's a COVID nurse. But I think she'll be fine, though. Don't worry about it, guys. I think she'll be fine. Should be no problem. She's vaccinated, whatever. And we're like, okay. The next day, which was Friday, we get an email from the court saying, like, oh, it's not happening. We got the response from upstairs, and they said we can't do a trial because she's a COVID nurse or whatever.
Talk is cheap.
Yeah, so after putting in like 140 hours of work, we came back to Florida empty-handed, and so now we wait. We don't even have a date yet for when the next trial is supposed to be, although with our particular issue, it's hard to see when we can try this case because trials are happening in Massachusetts. It's just our trial cannot happen until they figure out what we can do about that. So who knows what's going to happen. So that's what I did pretty much the last 2 weeks. I've been down here now the last couple of days, just catching up on work, catching up on things that I just couldn't get done over the last couple of weeks, and just back to pushing papers. But there are trials happening now in Miami-Dade County. As of today, 2 jury trials are on the way, and so that's a good sign because we'll get back to action pretty soon here if everything else lines up the right way. So I'm excited about that. What about you guys? What have you been up to?
Dylan.
Yeah, so past couple weeks I've been dealing with the never-ending saga against Burlington Coat Factory and their distinguished counsel at Fowler White Burnett. And it's just quite interesting because we filed this case like 2.5 years ago, and I guess to their good fortune, coronavirus hit, which actually added an additional delay in the whole big cog and machine. And discovery that we propounded from them about a couple years ago has gone unanswered. They've disobeyed multiple court rulings, and finally the judge says if you don't respond, we're gonna sanction you $100 a day. We're now at thousands of dollars by which they've kind of racked up on that bill. And to the judge's credit, he finally said, hey, listen, put your money where your mouth is. We're going to have to actually go and see how much money you're going to end up owing on this because they still are just being obstructive, and it's kind of crazy. The main question, which frankly I guess makes sense as to why they're trying to avoid answering it, has to do with notice on a slip and fall case at their property. And all the slip and falls that occurred within a particular location where our client had slipped and fell. And how many people that occurred, that happened to prior to that particular date, right? And they just don't want to tell us. Obviously, they continue to go about their business, obstruct, file a motion for summary judgment, and I know that right down the pipe they're going to send an email, try to get that thing scheduled while we still have all this outstanding evidence to gather, which shouldn't be a problem because obviously we have a right to conduct discovery, but it's just kind of a never-ending, frustrated saga with shady counsel, and we'll see how it kind of ends up working out. That brings us to Cam.
Did I have an exciting week last week? My second child was born, which is pretty legit. A beautiful baby girl named Isabel Alicia Cornish. And my little one, I guess my bigger one now, Albertico, met her for the first time just a couple days ago. So it's been an interesting tale of elation followed by emotional breakdowns. But it's great, man. It's great. We got Papa Cam over here, so haven't been getting much work done, but that's going to change shortly. So that's the long and the short for me. I'm a Papa times 2. So guys, we got no drink to toast with today, but we hope you guys had a good week, and we hope you got a good one coming up. Hasta luego.
Take care, guys.